Clean beauty. This is a term I hear a lot in the beauty space, but I often find when I try clean beauty products, they don't really measure up in terms of performance. So I thought what might be good is to do a full face of clean makeup that I actually enjoy and can vouch for in terms of performance, longevity, all that good stuff. I'm really picky about my makeup, but I also really care about clean formulas, and I've been definitely taking steps towards using less toxic beauty products, especially with these great new formulations that are coming out. So if you want to know which clean beauty brands and which clean beauty products are actually worth the money and do what they say they're going to do, keep on watching. Okay, so I don't know about you guys, but I've really been loving glowy skin lately. I really want my skin to look fresh and hydrated and dewy, and this product is so good for achieving that effect. This is the Stay Glowy Super Gel in the shade Star Glow. This creates the glowiest, smoothest base for your foundation. It really just makes your skin look so hydrated, but it doesn't disrupt your makeup that you apply on top. I hate when things pill. This doesn't do that. I just apply about a pump of this to my fingers, and then I apply it to the high points of my face, focusing on my cheekbones, a little bit on my forehead. I like to avoid around my mouth because I don't like to be too shiny there. Sometimes I'll put a little bit on the tip of my nose for a little added glow there. And I just work this in using my fingers. I find that applying this with my fingers is the best way to apply this. Do you see that immediate glow? This is just one pump, and they come in different shades. So if you want to do like a bit of a bronzy vibe, they come in more bronzy shades. I like this shade. It works perfectly on my fair skin. If you're looking for a really good, clean skin tint that actually lasts a really long time throughout the day, the new Milk Hydro Grip Skin Tint is actually so good. I just did a full review on this. If you want to check that out, I will link this both on screen and in the description below. But this has very quickly become one of my new favorite skin tints. So I just use my fingers to sort of apply a thin layer of that all over my skin. I find that this prevents any base that I apply from becoming patchy. And then once I've done that, I go in with my Hourglass foundation brush, which is my favorite foundation brush. It is so good. I'm gonna link it down below for you. And then I just tap that into the skin. And this really just gives me a very even appearance to my skin. It doesn't give really super full coverage, but that's actually not what I want. I just want my skin to look even, hydrated, healthy, and glowy, and that's exactly what this skin tint does. It gives me the perfect amount of coverage, but it's also buildable. As you can see, I still do have a couple little blemishes peeking through. My skin doesn't look like absolutely perfected, flawless. It looks like skin, except more even, more hydrated. So my skin still looks like skin. It doesn't look super full coverage, but we will add a little bit of extra coverage using concealer. But before we do that, I'm going in with a under eye color corrector, and this is by Kosas. This is a Revela Extra Bright Serum Powered Color Corrector. This is in the shade Magic. This is really great for my fair skin girls. It can be really hard to find a color corrector that's actually light enough, and this one is. I'm literally just taking the tiniest little bit of this under my eyes. I really don't want anything too crazy, just a touch. And then I'm just gonna blend that out in a really thin, even layer. You really want to avoid going in too heavily with under eye correctors. Otherwise, your concealer is gonna be a lot more prone to creasing, and I don't think anybody wants that. So less is actually more in this case. I have been traveling recently, so I do have a little bit of extra discoloration underneath my eyes that I just want to add a little bit of brightness to. And I do find this product actually perfect for doing that. I don't always reach for it, but it's nice when I need it. And now for concealer. I don't want to go in with anything super thick and heavy. It's going to be a dead giveaway that I'm wearing a ton of makeup, and I want my makeup to look very natural. So I'm going in with a serum concealer. This one is by Tower 28. This is their serum concealer in the shade BU. This brand in particular is really good for sensitive skin. So if you do have sensitive skin or eczema, Tower 28 is a great brand for you. I'm going to apply this underneath my eyes and in the centers of my face, around my mouth, as well as on top of any blemishes I want a little bit more coverage for. And then I'm just taking my time to blend that out in a nice thin layer using my Tennille Jai concealer brush. What I love about this concealer is that it is so thin and hydrating, and it really doesn't overpower the skin. It doesn't make the skin look cakey or anything like that. I have probably almost gone through the entire tube of concealer, and this is one that I'll definitely be rebuying just because I feel like the formula is so unique and just airy and lightweight. I always feel like I look so weird after I put my base and concealer on. I just look so flat. So let's go in with some dimension. Let's add some warmth. I'm using the Westman Atelier Face Trace Contour Stick, and the shade I'm using is Biscuit. I honestly like to go right in with this bronzer, but I don't apply too much. I just kind of keep it fairly minimal. You can always add more, but it's way harder to take away bronzer once you've applied too much. I'm taking my M242 brush and just dabbing that on top of the contour. I'm not really dragging it. I'm just kind of like pressing it and melting it into the skin. One thing I love about this bronzer is that it is not too warm. It is not too cool. It's like the perfect shade, especially as someone with fair skin. Bronzers can run pretty orange, or they can be too gray and then they can really make me look kind of like dead. So this is a great clean bronzer that is actually super high quality and an amazing color. And I'm just continuing to tap that bronzer into the skin using tapping motions. I like to blend my forehead contour into my hairline just so there's not two different colors going on there. This blush I'm about to use is actually probably one of my favorite blushes of all time. The shade is just so good. I'm going in with the Westman Atelier Baby Cheeks blush stick in the shade Petal. And this is just the perfect pink tone blush. It actually looks good on so many different skin tones as well. And it's a clean formula. This is a really high quality blendable brush. It just melts right into the skin. I'm using my Hourglass blush brush just to tap that into the apples of my cheeks. If you don't know how to spot your apples of your cheeks, just smile and you can see right there, that highest point that comes out the most, that's the apple of your cheek. Tell me that color is not perfect. It is so natural and it just is not too warm. It's not too cool. It's like the perfect pink. I always like to apply a little bit of blush to my nose as well. Kind of gives a bit of a like sun-kissed look. Some blush sticks, when you apply them directly to your skin, they're kind of hard to blend out, but I find this one to be quite easy to blend actually. I find they just melt right into the skin, but I do like to use tapping motions just to avoid any streakiness. That's what the blush looks like. Oh, I just love the shade so much. I can't say enough good things about it. I'll link it down below. So I'm actually going to go in with two different setting powders, and they're both by Kosas. This one is their Cloud Set Translucent Candy Setting Powder. And this is a massive setting powder, and this is a newer launch from Kosas, and it's actually really good. It's finely milled, it sets the under eyes beautifully, and I find the under eyes don't get cakey and gummy and crease when I use this powder. Plus, I do like the subtle pink tint. I'm going to tap a little bit of this into the lid of the product, just about that much. I'm just going to pick that up on a one size powder puff, but first I'm just going to press that into the back of my hand. And I always just like to make sure there's no creasiness before I set under my eyes. We're looking pretty good. And then I'm going to press this powder right on top of where I applied my concealer. And this tint is subtle, but it does show up pink, which is why I'm only going to use this for underneath my eyes. It does give a brightening effect, but I think my favorite part of this powder is just the formula. It's very thin, and I tend to gravitate towards more finely milled powders for underneath the eyes, because then if it's more thick, you can really get that heaviness, and we don't want that. Now to powder the rest of my face, I'm going in with the Kosas Cloud Set Powder in the shade Candy. This is also a pink powder, but it's way lighter, way more subtle, so this is actually really good for setting the center points of my face for a little bit of brightness, but not too much. I'm gonna use this Kosas Face Detailer brush and just pick that up, and I'm mainly going to focus that on my chin and mouth area. The foundation and concealer tends to move around because this area of my face moves around a lot, so I'm just going to really set that well. And then of course, setting the center of the forehead where I get a little bit oily throughout the day, and then just working that down my nose as well. And then that's really all the powder that I like to use. You can see it gave my face a nice brightening effect. I'm going to let my skin kind of marinate and move on to eyes. I'm going in with this Kosas Undressed eyeshadow palette for my eyes. I actually really love this palette. I don't reach for it often, but it's a clean palette and I actually love the color story. It's actually kind of similar to the Makeup by Mario Master Mattes palette, but a clean formula. So I'm gonna mix these two shades here together, the shade Whisper and Drape on a rougher 15 brush. And I'm going to use that as my crease color. I'm just gonna go in with a very light hand in windshield wiper motion, adding that dimension to my crease. And then taking that exact same color combination, I'm picking up a Revela 02 brush and dragging that along my lower lash line. So I actually like a really bright lid color, and this one is so great. It's hard to find bright shades that actually show up on my lids. This is the shade Hint, and I'm just gonna pick that up on a flat packer brush. And I'm just gonna pack that all over my mobile lid. This is gonna give the eyes a very awake and fresh look. I really like a light cream color on my lid for that reason. Now that the eyeshadow's down, I feel like we need to add a little bit of liner. I'm going in with the Victoria Beckham Satin Kajal liner in the shade Black. I am obsessed with these liners. I think they are absolutely incredible. They're so creamy and so pigmented while being long lasting. I'm just gonna take this pencil and kind of messily draw on a wing on my outer corner. I want this to be more of a baby wing. I don't want this to be super intense. I just wanna sort of lift my eye and give it a little bit of added drama. And then once I have that basic shape, I'm gonna go in with a small angled brush and just perfect that shape. These are so creamy and blendable and very easily malleable. They don't dry down too fast, but once they do, they stay put. And that is what that liner looks like, all perfected, nice and sharp, nice and black. It's not gonna smudge all over my face. I'm gonna go ahead and do the other eye. Eyeliner is done. Honestly, I love this classic clean eye look. And I do honestly think that clean products for your eyes and lips, and skin, clean products are just important to me in general, and I'm trying to be more mindful about what I'm putting on my face, on my eyes, on my lips. So I think this video hopefully will be really helpful to show you guys actually the good quality clean stuff, because not all of it is. Anyways, let's move on to mascara. I'm going in with the Victoria Beckham Vast Lash Smudge Free Volumizing Mascara. I love a curved wand, so I've been really reaching for this one a lot lately. I also just like how this applies. This is volumizing without being too clumpy, lengthening, and also gives your lashes that nice curled effect because it has that curved brush. And it's true, it doesn't smudge throughout the day, which I really appreciate. A lot of clean mascaras, which are hard to find by the way, but if they are clean, they do tend to smudge. I like to apply a little bit of this to the bottom lashes as well. What do you guys think about bottom lash mascara? Do we like it? Do we hate it? I feel like you're one or the other, but I don't know where I stand with bottom lash mascara. Do I like it? Do I not? I actually don't know. Another thing I love about this mascara, it is heavy. Like honestly, for all Victoria Beckham beauty products, the higher price is justified because the packaging is so luxurious and the formulas are so good. They're truly worth every penny in my opinion, and not very many luxury makeup brands bring the level of luxurious packaging that Victoria Beckham Beauty does. It truly stands out in my opinion. All right, eyes are done. Let's move on to lips. I'm going in with the Say Lip Liner 101 in the shade Wink. This is another kind of new lip liner from Say. I think these are good. They're not anything super special in my opinion. They're just another lip liner, but if clean formulas are important to you, this is a good one. I prefer this one over the Kosas because the Kosas one is a mechanical pencil and I love a classic wooden pencil, and this shade is also really good. I'm just gonna overline my lips using this pencil. I'm gonna mainly focus on the Cupid's bow and then the center of my bottom lip as well. And then for my lip color, I've talked about this a million times, but it's truly because I love it so much. It's the Ilia Balmy Tint in the shade Hold Me. I like to tap this on my lips. It gives my lips such a subtle wash of color. It's comfortable, it's hydrating, it's peachy. It's just everything I want in a lipstick, and I will definitely be repurchasing once this runs out. I use this almost every day. For when I'm feeling like more of a nude lip vibe, you can take your concealer, or I'm actually just gonna use that color corrector that I used. I'm gonna tap that in the center of my lips. Not too much, just a little bit. This might even be too much, but we'll see. And then I like to tap that in with my finger. It might be too much. I feel like that's a little too much. I'm gonna go in with a bit more of that lip tint. Okay, so that's a little bit better. I'm gonna go on top of this lip combo with a gloss. This is actually my brand. This is Cheris Cosmetics, and this is my water gloss. I'm gonna apply a nice even layer of this to my lips, and the reason I called this water gloss is because it feels like a cool glass of water on your lips, and it really gives your lips that glassy, wet shine. Obviously, as you can tell from this video, clean formulations are really important to me. And my water gloss right here is a clean formula, so it's safe to use on the lips and doesn't have any nasty ingredients. I mentioned this in one of my last videos as well, and it really resonated with a lot of you, and I realized I don't talk about this enough. A huge reason why I even started this brand is to support women, specifically women who are pregnant and in vulnerable positions. So let's say in a abusive relationship, or they don't have the finances, or they don't have shelter or education or community or whatever they need, and they find themselves in this position where they have needs and they're scared and whatever. So a portion of the profits from my brand do go to support women in these sort of situations. And yeah, if that's something that aligns with you, be sure to support my brand. I'll link it down below. It's a great way to support a good cause and also to support this channel, of course. And to be honest with you guys, I'm not even being biased. This is by far the shiniest lip gloss I've ever tried, and a lot of people who have used this formula have told me that there's nothing quite like it that they've used before. So I feel like I've really accomplished what I set out to do with this lip gloss, because usually a gloss is a gloss, but this one I find really, really unique. It's very close to my heart. I put a lot of love into it. I feel like this look is missing something, so I'm gonna go in with this new product. I actually just received this today. This is the Say Super Suede Radiant Blush Powder in the shade Mia, and I'm just gonna be picking that up on my Refer 04 brush, and I'm applying this to the cheeks. And immediately what I noticed about this blush is it is very pigmented, and it does give the cheeks kind of a cloud-like finish because of that baked consistency. It feels very lightweight but packs a big punch when it comes to color. Since it's so pigmented, I'm just going to take a clean powder brush and I'm just going to go over top of that blush and just really work it into the skin just to make it look a little bit more blended, a little bit more soft and natural. This is my first time using this blush, and I really like the color it gave my cheeks. And again, like I said, I really like that finish. It's very lightweight, kind of cloudy. I'm excited to try the rest of the colors. So there you have it. This is my full face using only clean makeup brands. Let me know in the comments down below what your favorite clean makeup brand is. I'm so curious. I read and respond to pretty much all the comments, so I'll meet you in the comment section. You guys often influence me to buy makeup, so be sure to leave your favorite brands, your favorite clean products down there. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.